2016 Ubah School play. I have a couple of remarks and then we'll get started right away. Thank you for coming. I need to make sure that not only you enjoy the play, which is important, but that also you respect the play. And what I mean by that is not the usual talk you get about, being nice to each other, which is important, but I need you to be respectful of the equipment that we're using because it has gotten broken in the past by audience members. I need you to be respectful of the props and furniture we're using because it's rented and it's been broken in the past by audience members. So absolutely, no matter what, have fun, but please, absolutely do not try to come on stage at any point today, at all, including the end of the show. Thank you for understanding. Please give them a round of applause as we present Clue.
You have your instructions? Is everything all right, Mrs. Ho?
Dinner will be ready at 7:30.
Good evening. I don't know if...
Yes, sir. You're expected, Colonel. May I take your coat? It is Colonel. What's your name?
No, that's not my name. My name is Colonel.
Sir, but tonight you may well pull up like to my employer for the use of an earrings.
And who are you, sir?
I'm Walter, sir, the butler. Yvette, will you attend to the Colonel and give him anything he requires? Within reason, that is.
Oh, Wallace, I was.
Do come in, madam. You are expected. You know who I am? Only that you are to be known as Mrs. White. Yes, it's such a letter, but why? Ah, may I introduce you, Mrs. White? This is Yvette,
Yeah.
the maid. I see you know each other. Hello.
Hello.
And this is Mr. Green.
How do you do? Hello. Thank you. I thought I'd actually...
Do come in, madam. You are expected.
Thank you. No, dear, I like to keep it on.
And this is Mrs. Peacock.
How do you do? Hello.
Yvette, will you go and get refreshments for the guests that have arrived?
Oh, this is only.
that nobody here is being addressed by their real name. Ah, dinner.
Oh my God! What's wrong with you? Oh, I'm so sorry, ma'am. I'm a little accident prone.
Let's go to the dining room. You'll find your names beside your places. Please be seated.
Is this place for you?
Oh, indeed no, sir. I'm merely a humble butler.
And what exactly do you do?
I butler, sir.
Which means what?
The butlers have the kitchen and dining room. I keep everything tidy, that's all.
Well, what's all this about butler? This dinner party.
Ours is not the reason why. Ours is but to do and die.
Die?
I'm merely quoting, sir, from Alfred Lord Tennyson.
I prefer keeping myself. The female of the species is more deadly than the male. You like keeping me Scarlet?
Sure, I'll eat anything. Sharks and soup, madam.
For this for our host.
No, sir, for the seventh guest, Mr. Bunny.
I thought Mr. Bunny was our host.
Yeah!
So who is our host, Mr. Wadsworth?
Well, I want to start while it's still hot.
Or now should we wait for the other guests? I'll keep something warm for you.
Wait, do you have mine, dear?
Well, someone's got to break the ice and might as well be me. I mean, I'm used to being on the closest. It was part of my husband's job. It's always difficult when a group of new friends have to get acquainted. So I'm perfectly prepared to stop the ball rolling. I mean, I have absolutely no idea what we're doing here, what I'm doing here, what this place is about, but I'm determined to enjoy myself. And I'm very intrigued. You know, mine is super delicious, isn't it?
You say you're used to being a host of your husband's work?
Yes, yes. It's an integral part of your life when you work for it. Oh, then I forgot we're not supposed to say if we are, they're having to bet you. I don't know why.
Don't you?
I know who you are.
Aren't you going to tell us?
How do you know who I am?
I work in Washington Zoo.
Oh, so you're a politician's wife.
Yes, I am.
Well, come on then. Who's your husband?
So what do you do? Nothing. Nothing?
Well, just lies on his back all day. Sounds like hard work to me.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm a little accident prone.
Watch it.
Okay, we want. It's one of my favorite recipes.
I know, madam.
So what do you do in Washington, D.C., Mr. Green? Come on, what do you do? I mean, how are we to get acquainted if we don't say anything about ourselves?
Perhaps he doesn't want to get acquainted with you.
Well, I'm sure I don't know, but if I wasn't trying to keep the conversation going, they would just be sitting here embarrassed silent.
Are you afraid of silence when you speak on?
Yes, what?
No. Well, it seems to me they seem to be suffering from what we call pressure of speech.
We? Who's we? Are you a shrink?
I do know a little bit about psychological medicine, yes.
Are you a doctor?
I am, but I don't practice.
Practice makes perfect, huh? I think most men need a little practice, don't you, Miss Peacock?
So what do you do, Professor?
I work for the UNO, United Nations Organization. I'm not a politician on my own. I work for a branch of the UN, WHO, the World Health Organization. And you,
Well, what's your area of special concern?
family planning. And you, Colonel? Are you really a colonel? I am, sir.
You're not going to mention the coincidence that you also live in Washington, D.C.?
How did you know that? Have we met before?
I've certainly seen you before, although you may not have seen me.
So, Miss Scarlet, does that mean you work in Washington too?
Sure do.
Does anyone here now live in Washington, D.C.?
I don't.
Yes, but you work for the United Nations, and that's a government job. And the rest of us here all live in a government town. Anyone here not earn a living from the government one way or another?
Well, all those words that I posted, why have you brought here?
Speak of the devil.
all doing here?
Eating dinner. Do sit down, Mr. Bunny.
Thanks. Now you can take that away.
Look, I demand to know what's going on. Now, why have you been sent to this horrible place?
Well, I believe you all received a similar letter. My letter says it will be to your advantage to be present on this day because a Mr. Body will bring to an end a certain long-standing confidential and painful financial liability. It is signed, a friend.
I received a similar letter.
We did too, didn't we?
I also received a letter. Nah, I already ate your letter.
Wait. So how did you know her name?
We know each other. Go ahead, dear.
Forgive my curiosity, Mr. Body, but did your letter say the same thing?
No, it didn't.
I see. Can I interest any of you in food or dessert? In that case, may I suggest we adjourn to study for coffee and brandy, at which point our unknown host will reveal his intentions.
Well, there's no one here.
Yvette will help you to brandy. Please be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm confronted to you what you all have in common with each other unless you would care to do the honors, Mr. Body.
Why me? They already know who I am.
I don't think so. You never identified yourself to them.
Oh, I suggest we all leave.
I'm sorry, sir. You cannot leave the house.
What's gonna stop me?
All the doors are locked. This is an outrage. Get hold of us as prisoners. Ladies and gentlemen, please return to the study. Everything will be explained. You too, Mr. Body.
Cat.
On the way! You can't get out that way!
Why not? There's no one there. Jesus.
Ladies and gentlemen, you all have one thing in common. You are all being blackmailed. For some considerable time, all of you have been paying what you can afford, and in some cases more than you can afford, to someone with intentions to expose you. And none of you know who's blackmailing you, do you?
Oh, please, how ridiculous. I mean, no,
Mr. Plum, you were once a professor of psychiatry specializing in helping paranoid and homicidal lunatics suffering from delusions of grandeur.
Yes, but now we're for the United Nations.
So your work has not changed. But you don't practice medicine at the unit. He's licensed to practice naturalistic, correct?
why? What did he do?
Well, you know what doctors aren't allowed to do with their lady patients?
Yeah?
Well, he did.
Well, how disgusting.
Are you making moral judgments, Mr. Cobb? Father, and you just by taking bribes, you return for your sending a husband to go to Sir Love.
My husband's a pig consultant. There's nothing wrong with that.
Now, this public could be clear, perhaps. If the pain is delivered sitting beanbags into the door of the mansion, how do you describe that transaction?
I'd say it stinks. Well, how was you? When was you in that man's
Not being blackmailed.
Oh, I'm being blackmailed, all right, but I did what I'm being blackmailed for.
Oh yeah? What did you do?
Well, to be perfectly frank, I run a specialized hotel and cell phone service which provides gentlemen with the company of a young lady for a short while.
Oh really?
What's the number? So, Miss Scarlett, how do you know Colonel Mustard lives in Washington? Is he one of your clients?
Certainly not.
Oh, that's you, Miss Scarlett.
Well, you told me it's not true.
It's not true.
Is that true?
No, it's not true.
Haha, so it is true.
A double negative.
Double negative. You mean you have photographs?
That sounds like a confession to me. In fact, the double negative has led to a proof positive. I'm afraid you gave yourself away.
Oh, you tried to make me look stupid in front of other guests.
You don't need any help from me, sir.
That's right.
But seriously, I don't see what the big deal is about Colonel Mustard visiting a house at Point Bay. Most soldiers do, don't they?
The colonel. You're a colonel. You tell me very often trusted someone who lives on a colonel's favor.
I
You've been paying her from the blackmailer ever since your husband died. Under, shall we say, mysterious circumstances.
Why is that funny? I see. That's why he was lying on his back in his coffin. I didn't kill him.
Then why are you paying the blackmailer?
I don't want a scandal about it. He had a very related compensation. He was deranged, lunatic. He can't ask him to like his image. He has prison to kill me in public. Why would he want to kill you in public?
I think he threatened in public to kill her.
Oh, and what was his silent word on the matter? He killed Speedy finally, did you say?
And yet he was the one who died. Not you, Mrs. White, not you.
What did he do for a living? He was a scientist and geochemist. What was he like? He was always here at the ultimate command. I mean, I'm afraid it came as a great shock to him when he died. He was found dead at home. His head had been cut off. He decided.
Whoa!
I was not all eating at him. Do you miss him? Well, it's a matter of life after death. Now that he's dead, I have a life.
Those are such a husband, right?
But he also disappeared.
He was an illusionist.
But he never reappeared.
He was a very good illusionist.
I have something to say. I'm not going to wait for Wadsworth here to unmask me. I work for the State Department, and while plum, mustard, and body are attracted to women, I shockingly am not. I feel no personal shame or guilt about this. I feel no personal shame or guilt about this. But I must keep I must keep my identity secret, or I will lose my job on security grounds. Thank you.
Would I just leave Mr. Body?
What's your little secret?
Oh, his secret. Hadn't you guessed? He's the one blackmailing you all.
You bastard!
Was that third Mr. White?
Wait! Wait! The police are coming!
No!
Listen, blackmail depends on secrecy. You've all admitted how he's been able to blackmail you. All you have to do is tell the police, they'll be convicted, and your troubles will be over.
It's not so easy. You'll never tell the police.
Then I shall. I have evidence in my possession, and this conversation is being tape recorded.
Point of order. Tape recordings are not admissible evidence.
Where are you going this time?
I think I can help them change their mind. Let me get my little bag from the hall.
Listen, the police will be in about 45 minutes. All you have to do is tell the police, and your troubles will be over.
Who can guess what's in here, eh?
I'm gonna sit this door down. We didn't know we were meeting you tonight. Did you know you were meeting us?
Oh, yes.
What were you told precisely?
Merely that we were all meeting to discuss our little financial agreement. And if I did not appear, Wadsworth would tell the police all about it. Naturally, I could hardly resist making them friends.
I enjoyed your friendship, strange men. A candlestick? What's this for?
You each have a lethal weapon. If you guys denounce me to the police, you will also be exposed and humiliated. I'll see to that in court. But if one of you guys kills Wadsworth, no one but the 7 of us will ever know. He has the keys to the front door, which he says will only be opened over his dead body. I suggest we take him up to his office. To avoid finding yourselves on the front pages, one of you has to kill Wadsworth. I will count to 3. 1, 2, 3.
Everybody step back! Step back! Step back! Give him here!
dead. Open up!
It must be the murderer! But why would he scream? We must have a victim in there. Oh my god, you bet! Oh my god.
You're alive?
No thanks to you.
What do you mean?
You locked me up with the murderer, you idiot.
So the murderer's in this room?
May we?
Where?
Where? Here. We're all looking at him, or her. It's from Mrs. Weiser in his study. One of you is the killer.
How do you know who said that?
I was listening.
But why were you screaming in here all by yourself?
Because I am frightened. Me too, I also drink the cognac. Mondri, I can't stay in here by myself. Come back to the study with us. Was he murderer?
There's safety in numbers, my dear.
Is there no indication about he died?
No. This is terrible. This is absolutely terrible. It's not what I intended. Oh my god.
Not what you intended?
So you're not the butler?
I'm not the butler, but I am a butler. In fact, I was his butler.
So if you told him to invite us all to his house, why did you arrive late?
I invited you. In fact, I wrote the letters. It was all my idea.
Wait a minute, I don't understand. Why did you invite us here to meet you in the employer? Were you assisting him to blackmail us?
Certainly not.
I think you had better explain.
Please sit down, everyone. When I said that I was Mr. Body's butler, this was both true and misleading. I was once his butler, but it was not his untimely death this evening that brought my employment with him to an end.
When did it come to an end?
When my wife decided to end her life, she too was being blackmailed by this odious man who now lies dead before us. He hated my wife for the same reason he hated all you. He believed that you were all thoroughly un-American.
Sorry.
For some reason, he felt that it was inappropriate for a senator to have a corrupt wife, for a doctor to take advantage of his patients, for a wife to massacre her husband, and so forth.
This is ridiculous. If he was such a great kind of director, why didn't he propose to us?
The decide to put this information to use and make a little money out of it. What could be more American than that?
And what was your role in all this?
I was a victim too. At least my wife, she had friends who were socialists. Well, we all make mistakes. Well, Mr. Bai threatened to give my wife's name to the House Un-American Activities Committee unless she named them. He refused, and so he blackmailed her. We had no money, and the price of the science was that we worked here for nothing. We were slaves. Well, to make the long story short,
Too late.
the suicide of my wife cleared on my mind. It created a sense of injustice in me. I resolved to put Mr. Bai behind bars. It seemed to be the best way to do it, and to free all you from the same burden of blackmail was to get everyone face to face, confront Mr. Bai with his crimes, and then turn him over to the police.
So everything's explained.
Nothing's explained. We still don't know who killed him.
Well, the point is, we've got to find out in the next 39 minutes before the police arrive.
My God, we can't have them come here now. But how can we possibly find out which of you did it?
What do you mean which of you did it?
Well, I didn't do it.
Well, one of us did. We all had opportunity. We all had a motive.
Great, I'll go to the chair then.
Maybe it wasn't one of us.
Well, who else could it have been?
Who else is in the house?
Only the cook.
The cook!
Well, she's not here. I didn't do it. Somebody help me. Somebody help me, please.
Don't touch it, that's evidence.
Not for us. We have to find out who did this. We can't take fingerprints.
I think you'd better explain yourself, Wadsworth.
Me? Why me?
Who would want to kill the cook?
You know, it wasn't that bad.
How can you make jokes out of town like this?
It's my defense mechanism.
Some defense. If I was the killer, I'll kill you next.
Oh?
Hey, come on. I said if. There's only one admitted killer here, sir, not me. It's her.
I've admitted nothing.
Well, you paid the blackmail. How many husbands have you had?
Mine or other women.
Yours.
5.
5?
Yes, just the 5. Husbands should be like a mix, soft, strong, and disposable.
You lure men to their death like a spider with flies.
Flies or women are most vulnerable.
Great. Well, if it wasn't you, then who was it? Who had the dagger anyway? It was you, Mr. Peacock, wasn't it?
Yes, but I put it down.
Where?
In the study.
When?
I don't know. Before I fainted, after I fainted, I don't know. But any of you could have picked it up.
Look, I suggest we take the cook's body into the study.
Why?
I'm the butler. I like to keep the kitchen tidy.
What?
The body's gone!
What are you all staring at?
Nothing.
Well, who's there?
Nobody.
Nobody? No body? That's what we mean? Mr. Body's body? It's gone.
Maybe he wasn't dead.
He was.
We should have made sure. How? By cutting his head off, I suppose. That wasn't called for. Where is he?
We should look for him.
Well, he wasn't dead.
He was. At least I thought he was. What difference does it make now?
Maybe there is life after death. Life after death is as improbable as sex after marriage. Maybe Mr. Body did it. Yes!
How?
Well, if you excuse me, I have to. Is there a little girl's room? Maybe, madame. No, thank you. I'm just going to call my name. What's this one, right?
Oh my God.
I'm afraid those are the niggas who was Colonel Mustard earlier in church. Certainly not. I obtained them from the colonel, and I was going to give it back as soon as Mr. Body was in mass.
No, Marcy. I am a lady. Oh, I don't know what kind of pictures they are.
What kind of pictures are they?
They're my pictures now. I'd like them back, please.
No, I think there's something in the Oh my! Nobody can get into that position.
Sure they can. Let me show you.
Mr. Body killed?
Don't you see? Look, when we came back to the city, Mr. Body was on the floor. And we realized, and I just went down to Spice Butler and I gathered all of you together. And we realized there's only one other person in the house.
Lives are endangered, you peanic.
In the dark, the murderer ran across the hospital study, picked up the lead pipe and the rope, strangled Yvette, ran to the library, hit the cop on the head with the lead pipe, then coming out of the library, the doorbell rang. It was a city telegram. The murderer picked up the gun where Yvette dropped it, ran to the front door, opened it, recognized the girl for a picture, shot her, and ran back to the cellar.
The cellar?
Yes.
But Colonel Mustard wasn't in the cellar.
No, but you were.
So?
You murdered them out. You were the person who was missing where the cook and Mr. Body were murdered. And the cook is me, your cook. Don't you remember your fatal mistake? Sitting here at the dinner table, Mrs. Peacock told us she was eating one of her favorite recipes. And monkey's brains, so popular in Cantonese cuisine, are not often to be found in Washington, D.C.
Is that what we ate?
Why would I have murdered all of the others?
Obviously, in case Mr. Body has told them about you.
So it wasn't about the disappearing nuclear physicist and Colonel Mustard's work on the new fusion bomb?
No, communism was just a red herring. Mrs. Peacock did all.
You have no proof.
The gun is missing. Gentlemen, turn out your pockets. Ladies, empty your purses. Whoever has the gun is the murderer.
Very well. So what do you propose to do about it?
Nothing.
Nothing?
Nothing at all. I don't approve of murder, but it seems to me you've done the world a service by ridding it of an appalling blackmailer and its disgusting informers.
Wait, but the cops will be here any minute. What happens then?
Why should they come? Nobody's called them.
You mean?
That's right. Now, I suggest that we stack the bodies in the cellar, lock it, leave quietly one at a time, and forget that any of this has ever happened.
Great idea. I'll leave first, if you don't mind.
Be my guest. In fact, I think we all owe you a board of thanks.
For she's a jolly good fellow, for she's a jolly good fellow, for she's a jolly good fellow, which nobody can deny.
I told you I didn't do it.
Well, I've got Dory's find out. There's still one thing I don't understand.
One thing.
Who was Miss Peacock taking bribes from?
A foreign power. Her husband, the senator, had influence over defense contracts.
Is the FBI, so is there going to be a cover-up?
Isn't that in the public's interest? I mean, what could be gained from exposure?
But is the FBI in the habit of cleaning up after multiple murders?
Yes, why else do you think it's run by a man called Hoover?
What?
Oh.
Oh, Mrs. Peacock,
How do you know my name?
the kingdom of heaven is at hand. Okay, take her away.
Get your hands off of me. I'm the senator's wife.
That's all that commotion. Lazarus, you got it.
I never liked her anyways.
See, like these we always get our man.
Mrs. Peacock was a man?
Then there are 3 more murders. So which of us did it? Let's consider each murder one at a time. Professor Plum, you knew that Mr. Body was still alive. Even psychiatrists could tell the difference between a patient who was alive or dead. You fired the gun at him in the dark and missed. So you pretended he was dead. That's how you were able to kill him later unobserved.
That's why he's the missing person. That's right. He was the missing person in the kitchen after we found the cook dead.
But he was with us in the billiard room when we found Yvette screaming. If that's when the cook was killed, how did he do it?
I didn't. Why should we believe you?
I expect you to believe it. You were the person who murdered the cook. The cook was your cook. Don't you remember your fatal mistake? Sitting here at the dining table, Mrs. Peacock told us she was eating one of her favorite recipes. And monkey's brains, so popular in Cantonese cuisine, are not often to be found in Washington, D.C. Colonel Mustard. When we opened the front door and saw the motorist, you took the key to weapon cupboard out of my pocket. Then you suggested that we all split up. You separated from Miss Scarlett and ran to the conservatory, entered the lounge through the secret passage, and killed the motorist on the head like that.
This is incredible.
Not as incredible as what happened next. Sitting here at the dining table, I went upstairs with you, yes, you, Mrs. White. And while I was in the master bedroom, you went upstairs, hurried downstairs and switched off the electricity. You were jealous that your husband was sleeping with your bed.
Yes, it's true. I did kill her. I hated her so much. Flames on my face. Breathe, heaving.
While you're in the bedroom, Miss Scarlett seized the opportunity and switched off the electricity, hit the cop on the head whom she'd been bribing. True or false?
True. Who are you, Perry Mason?
So it must mean that Mr. Green shot the singing telegram.
I didn't do it.
Well, there's nobody else left.
But I didn't do it. The gun is missing. Whoever has the gun shot the girl.
I shot her!
You? So it wasn't. You know, I'll go and expose you.
I know, so I chose to expose myself.
Please, Darlene.
You all thought Mr. Body was dead, but why? None of you even met him until tonight.
You're Mr. Body.
Wait a minute. So who did I kill?
My butler.
Shucks.
He was expendable, like all of you.
That's all.
So it wasn't my nuclear physicist husband or Mr. Carbuster's professor's secret fusion bomb?
No, communism was just a red herring.
But the police will be here any minute.
Why
You'll
should
never get away with this interview.
Why should police come?
You didn't call the police? Oh my God.
So why shouldn't we get away with it? Now I suggest we stack the bodies in the cellar, lock it, leave quietly one at a time, and forget that any of this has ever happened.
And you'll just go on blackmailing us all?
Of course.
You know, boy, that call me man, move, figure out on it on my shoe.